This is the 2023 Volvo XC60. Is it the ultimate luxury SUV to buy? We're going to find out in today's video. Here's what's new for 2023. The trim levels have been renamed and revamped. Those new trim levels include the Core, Plus, and Ultimate. Plug-in hybrid also gets more power and the EV range increases to 35 miles on battery only. So if you're looking for an SUV, a luxury SUV that has an elegant interior design, spacious second row seating, and many standard safety and tech features, as well as an available plug-in hybrid model, well, this 2023 Volvo XC60 that I borrowed from my friends here at Volvo Cars of Shreveport. And for those who say, Tom, what's the price? You can see it on the screen right now, so I expect nobody's going to ask that question in the comments section of today's video. Let's take a look at exactly what we have. The exterior color is denim blue. It's going to have LED headlights, the very nice looking daytime running lights, and the combination here with the really nice looking turn signal. And then as we work our way down, we're going to find a lot of chrome here. If you like chrome, this is the model for you. Not only around that classic, iconic, really brand identifying front grille, something I'm really happy actually, that Volvo hasn't changed for several years. But something else that I really like, let's move over to this side and take a better look, a little bit more shaded right here. Down there at those fog lights. Look at the design on those fog lights. Not typical of really any other vehicle that you see on the market. I like that. It looks good. It looks right. That's for sure. Now we've got let's leave that out. And in case you're wondering, yes, these are power folding and power adjustable side view mirrors. Turn signal indicators are indeed built in. We might as well just go ahead and cover all of the exterior lights. We have the Volvo, again, unique to Volvo. Rear tail lights, just a very nice, elegant look. It just works. I like the way how it flows all the way down. It's going to widen, obviously, as it gets down towards the bottom. Just a very unique look. In case you're curious about tire and rim size, this is a 235/45. Normally it would come with a 19-inch wheel. These are the 20-inch wheels that you will find on this trim level. A nice meaty sidewall. You know what that means? If you don't, it means that thickness, this area right here, helps when this tire hits a bump to absorb things better, improving ride quality. What about the motivation for getting this XC60 down the road? Well, it's the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Makes 247 horsepower and 258 pounds-feet of torque. The MPGs come in at 23 city, 30 highway, 26 combined, and 3.8 gallons of gas is what Volvo says this front-wheel drive XC60 should use per every 100 miles you drive. And to make that a little bit easier to understand, you've got an 18.8 gallon gas tank. By the way, all of this is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. If you're not a fan of CVTs, you can cheer, because that's not what you have. And here's a quick look at the remote. You're going to find lock, unlock. You can open the rear door with this button down here, just so you can see what is there. And if you like chrome, well, there's a decent amount here. As you can see, the sun is glistening off of that chrome nicely. With the chrome around the windows, you also have the very nice, and I apologize for the noise in the background, but you've got your roof rails here. You can put the crossbars on and haul around your canoe or camping equipment or Aunt Edna or whatever the case may be, or even the unruly kids. More on the lower door sill down there. And right back here, you've got the power rear door. And if you're wondering, well, how exactly does that work? Well, Volvo is nice enough to give you a sticker right there to give you some instructions. But I'm going to show you how it works. I'm just going to swipe my foot under there. It's that easy. Let's talk a little bit about what you'll find when you open this door. And how about cargo capacity? Well, 17.1 up to 63.3 cubic feet is what you have. You can put your cargo cover, I should say, I'm trying to get that out of my mouth without stuttering, cargo cover in place right there. You've got a couple of different settings, as you can see, where you can put that. It is removable. And here's something that I like. If you don't want to lower the rear seats, you have a pass-through right there. All I have to do is lower the armrest and cup holder combination that's part of the rear seats, fact, let's go and take a little closer look at what you have in that area. Here is the armrest, and there are the cup holders. Now, I'm going to put that stuff back in place because I'm also show you that here you can use this release to lower the seats on both sides. That's how you're going to maximize your cargo space. Now, you might have noticed when I was showing you the undercarriage of the vehicle, there was no spare tire, and I hope you're not worried that there is going to be a tire repair kit. But if you are, well, good news. There is your spare tire. And if you're saying to yourself, boy, that black interior is so dark, well, you can say, let there be light by simply doing this. There is your panoramic sunroof. Will reveal plenty of light that way. Just so you can see what's there, it's very easy to use. Obviously, this front portion does open. And we'll go ahead and slide that back into place and hop into the back seat and take a look at what's there. And taking a look at the door panel here, not a whole lot to talk about, but I will show you the, well, fairly deep, even though it might not look like. You've got enough room for a pretty large bottle and maybe some snacks back here in the back, depending on what you like. And you've got the armrest right here. We'll hop inside. A little bit of storage right here with, well, they're not really map pockets. They're more map nets than anything else. Again, storage right here. You could put whatever will fit in there. And down here we have our connectivity in the way of USB options as well. Now let's hop up into the front seat, see what driver and passenger are going to find. Okay, just so you can hear, well, the sound of elegance and luxury that comes from Volvo. Is that the right voice to use? I don't know. It just seemed right. But let me get that off the screen right there. We'll show you what you get on this nice digital instrument cluster. I like the fact that you can have navigation right there in front of you instead of having to glance over here when you're using navigation. But there is a very easy way to use that, easier than ever before. Steering wheel mounted controls right here. I don't have to tell you too much about what that is. And there is the control on the right hand side of the steering wheel, or the steering column, for controlling the wipers front and rear. And there is that interesting little thing called the turn signal lever. When you're changing lanes to the right or turning to the right, you push it into the up position, and the same thing to the left. In case you ever wondered, it doesn't just control the functionality for the headlights. Now, one of the most controversial areas that you'll find here within the interior, a very nice interior, in fact. You've got the nice, large, kind of tall air conditioning vents right here that set these Volvos apart. But the area that's more controversial would be right here, the infotainment screen. A lot of people saying it's very difficult to use. Well, with Google Assistant now built in, it's easier than ever. It's voice activated, interactive. She'll adjust the air conditioning for you and anything you want. In fact, with your maps right here, that's also voice activated using voice commands, so you can get directions to wherever you need to go. That is a nice feature. And just to give you a quick look at the apps within the infotainment system, and if you're having a bad day, here's one of the things you can do. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time.
That probably needed the ba-da-pow at the end of it, didn't it? Okay, now, you know what? I want the temperature to be 68 degrees instead of 70, but when you're driving down the road, and since there's no physical buttons or controls here for the AC, what do? Well, don't take your eyes off the road. Google can help you with that too. Hey Google, turn the temperature down to 68 degrees.
Sure, changing the temperature to 68 degrees.
It's that simple. In case you were wondering, now you know. And obviously I don't have to tell you too much about what's right here with the controls for your hazard lights and for controlling the functionality of the radio. Here is your shifter, and we have a little bit of space right here as well. More connectivity with the 12 volt, if you're wondering where the 12 volt was, and then your shifter, your power parking brake, or I should say putting the transmission in park. That's not, here's your power parking brake right here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? And you really already saw it, but here is the knob. It's not a button, it's really a knob that you turn to turn the engine on and back off. Your cup holders right there. You can conceal everything away if you want to and make that look really nice. And within the center console, there is a reasonable amount of space, and you can see more USB connectivity right there. An overall very nice and, well, really unique look here within the interior as we scroll or pan across, We're panning across the interior of the front seat area. Comfortable seating, and obviously this isn't the highest trim level and with the most options you can get, but you can see what's here. In fact, one more thing before we hop out on the road for our test drive, let's take a look at our backup camera. You can see you have your trajectory lines right there and a few other options. I'll move that, hopefully without moving the camera too much, just so you can see those trajectory lines in action. Okay, we're on our test drive. And you might wonder, obviously, if you're looking for the best acceleration experience with these XC60s, well, the pure electric, or P8, is definitely the option for you. But today we have the 247 horsepower motor, 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. You might wonder, what is it like to drive? Well, believe it or not, it's actually fun. It has a bit of a sporty feel to it, just the way that it handles and drives. And this is the front-wheel drive version. So you might think that might take away from the experience a little bit, but not really. I like the way that the steering feels good and responsive. You have a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel here. And obviously, there are a lot of features that aren't here on this particular model. It's not optioned out to the hilt, but there's still a lot here regardless. Seats are nice and comfortable. Everything's easy to use. And for those who have complained about how difficult these center screens are to use on these Volvos for the last few years, it's easier than ever because it's really pretty much controlled by voice. And you do have to go into the screen. There's a couple of things I need to mention that I didn't mention earlier. You do have to go into the screen, into settings, right down there in the bottom right-hand corner to change driving modes and make changes where all of that is concerned, but that is still there. You have power seats for the driver and the passenger, and seat memory for the driver, 2 settings there. So that's always nice to have if you have 2 different drivers. If you have 3, well, somebody's out of luck, aren't they? But it's all here. A fully adjustable tilt and telescopic adjustable steering wheel, although it is manually adjustable, but it is adjustable. And a nice large windshield. I like how easy it is to see out of. Everything here that you probably would look for on this particular model of an SUV, or this particular size of an SUV. It is comfortable, the ride quality is good, and it's not just because of that large or tall sidewall that I showed you earlier, although that does contribute to a degree. Technology here is pretty easy to use. Like I said, easier than ever before with Google Voice. You're going to get that on all trim levels now. Everything's been simplified. That's why you have really the names of the different trims changed for 2023 compared to what they've been in previous years. And you have the B5 and the B6 powertrains, mild hybrid powertrains to choose from. That's not new here for 2023. Actually, that was changed on the 60s, I believe, these XC60s for 2022. But overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive, easy to get around in because of its size. So if you live in a large city, this is definitely a vehicle that you should consider. Going to get great gas mileage and be very easy to zip around in. So is the 2023 Volvo XC60 the ultimate luxury 2-row SUV to buy? Tell me what you think and tell me why you answered the way that you did. Gotta say a special thanks to my friends here at Volvo Cars of Shreveport for loaning me this XC60 for the day, and all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you want to know more about additional vehicles you may want to consider buying, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.